Hey everybody! So I realized I had lost my boyfriend in our marriage. I love my husband, but my boyfriend had kind of disappeared into husband, father of my children. But I'm here to tell you that because we decided to do our date nights and date days just a little bit differently, I have found my boyfriend again. After our second daughter was born, almost 2 years ago, it became evident that my husband and I, were sort of neglecting date days. And so we decided that we were going to start going out and having dates again. And I quickly realized that while I enjoy dinner that I don't have to cook or clean up as much as anybody else, it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. It wasn't really as fulfilling as I was expecting it to be. So we had the suggestion made to us, well, why don't you just decide on some of the things that you really like to do and go do them? Like, what would you do if you didn't have kids? Or what would you do if, Steve, what's something you really like to do? Katie, what's something you really like to do? And so we had a list of things that both of us thought would be a lot of fun. And we went out and did them. And it was so much fun. We had a blast. And it's actually revolutionized the way we look at dates now. Dinner is cool, movies are cool, but we don't actually do that very often. It's kind of a little bit further down the list because on top of it is going to the batting cages or going go-kart riding. That sounds way more fun to me, to be honest. As I mentioned, someone had suggested to us to make a list of the things that we would enjoy doing, and and dinner not being one of them. Like, that wasn't even really on the table. And so Steve said, well, the batting cages, that would be fun. And I'm pretty sure that I rolled my eyes so hard they hit the back of my head, in my mind, of course, he didn't see. But I'm thinking the batting cages, blah. Okay, well, whatever. So we actually decided to do our date in the middle of the day. We left when one was in school and the other one was napping. And we went to the batting cages. And I wasn't really sure what to expect because I haven't ever done the batting cages. And that's not really my sport of choice. I did sports as a younger person when I was a kid and when I was a teenager. I was a gymnast. But batting cages, not really my thing at all. Wasn't on my list at all. But I thought, okay, well, we'll go, whatever. And we got there, and I let him go a few times to help me build up the confidence, because I'm like, I have no idea. There's a ball, and it's going to fly at my head, and I'm probably going to die. So I let him go a few times, and then, he said, oh, do you want to take a turn? And it was just this hopeful, like, please take a turn. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Let's do this. And so I went out there and, I think I hit the ball. I'm actually probably not going to tell you how many times, but I did hit it at least maybe a couple times. And I was so excited because I actually did it, and he was super excited and he was giving me tips. And it ended up being this really fun team building experience. And we left and he was like, I'm really proud of you. You did a great job. And he was excited and he wants to go back. And so the two bonuses that I'm taking away from this experience, well, there's probably more, but the two that I'm taking away was, one, we had a lot of fun. We had the kind of fun that we had before children. The kind when you are dating and you're going out to do fun stuff. Like, we haven't probably had that much fun in a while. And the other part of how awesome it was it was $8. It was quarter operated. We actually probably will go back to the batting cages. If you and your spouse enjoy dinner or enjoy movies and you feel connected and your love tank is full, then don't knock it. Do what works for you guys. But like I said, for us, dinner was good, but I didn't really leave dinner feeling super connected, or I guess maybe lacking, or just, wanting a little bit more connection with my husband versus dinner. Anyway, so if you're like me and you're looking for something a little different, I want to encourage you to spend some time with your spouse and pick out some things that would be fun. Like, what would you have done when you were dating? So some of the things on our list, of course, there was the batting cages. There is like an amusement center kind of close to us that has go-karts and mini golf and laser tag and, arcade games and stuff like that. So that's one. There's a water park that's close, neon bowling, and I'm sure you would never be able to guess that this was on my list, but go to Hobby Lobby and walk around and look. Or, something like window shopping, or go get a beer and just walk around downtown or something like that. So those are some of the ideas that we came up with together, and we just take turns. Like this Saturday it'll be your choice, and then the next it'll be his choice. And I do want to mention really quick though, I do understand babysitting and money as a potential issue here. We are fortunate enough to have family close by. My parents are here, and so they are typically available for us. We try to go out 2 times a month. And then on the Saturdays or the Fridays or whatever day it is that we stay in, we are intentional in what we do that evening with each other. So it's like, okay, do you want to go work outside in the garage together, which maybe doesn't sound like a fun date, but for us, if it's something we both want to do, then it is fun. Or do you want to rent a new movie tonight or whatever? So we end up going out about 2 times a month, which we can budget for. And the other thing is we're finding things to do that aren't super expensive. And when you take out dinner and drinks, I mean, it's pretty expensive, right? So bowling is actually pretty cheap compared to maybe, 2 beers and 2 cocktails or whatever. So anyway, I do understand that that's part of the equation. I get that, but if you can do it, do it. Because here's the bigger picture. We're sewing into our marriage right now because we want to be having fun in our later lives. We actually did a video about the dessert years and sewing into that, because when our kids grow up and graduate and leave home and get married, it's just going to be the 2 of us. So we want to foster fun and a good relationship and connection and all those things so that we will have this and continuing. And then when our kids leave, it's just like we'll just roll with it and we'll still be having fun together. So it's something that we're really working towards and having a lot more fun than we anticipated in the process. So if you, like me, are kind of wanting something a little different for date night, I hope this is helpful for you, and I hope that you try it. Or if you know someone who might be kind of just stuck in the dinner and drinks routine and they're looking for something a little bit different, I would love it if you would be willing to share the video, because having a better marriage, honestly, is what it's all about. That's what we're looking for, having fun with it, finding my boyfriend again. And if you like the video, please click like. We would be honored if you would also be a subscriber. That way you'll get an email every week when a new video comes out. And that's it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and hopefully you will join us again next week for our next video. Bye.